Good morning, October 3rd. We're going to be reading Proverbs chapter 3. Follow along if you can. This is for your daily edification. My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck, write them upon the table of thine heart. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thine own eyes, fear the Lord, and depart from evil. It shall be health to thy navel, and marrow to thy bones. Honor the Lord with thy substance, and with the firstfruits of all thine increase. So shall thy barns be filled with plenty, and thy presses shall burst out with new wine. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as a father the son in whom he delighteth. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all things thou can desire are not to be compared unto her. Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her, and happy is every one that retaineth her. The Lord by wisdom has founded the earth. By understanding hath he established the heavens. By his knowledge the depths are broken up, and the clouds drop down the dew. My son, let not them depart from thine eyes. Keep sound wisdom and discretion. So shall they be life unto thy soul, and grace to thy neck. Then shalt thou walk in thy way safely, and thy foot shall not stumble. When thou liest down, thou shalt not be afraid. Yea, thou shalt lie down, and thy sleep shall be sweet. Be not afraid of sudden fear, neither of the desolation of the wicked, when it cometh. For the Lord shall be thy confidence, and shall keep thy foot from being taken. Withhold not good from them to whom it is due, when it is in the power of thine hand to do it. Say not unto thy neighbor, Go and come again, and tomorrow I will give, when thou hast it by thee. Devise not evil against thy neighbor, seeing he dwelleth securely by thee. Strive not with a man without cause, if he hath done thee no harm. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. For the froward is abomination to the Lord, and his secret is with the righteous. The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesses the habitation of the just. Surely he scorneth the scorners, but he giveth grace unto the lowly. The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the promotion of fools. That's a long proverb, but there's a lot to be said in there. You could go right down the line in subjects. The first thing, a well-known passage of Scripture, we know that trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Lean not on your understanding. What? For the Lord to direct your ways, right? Acknowledging him. Moving down, it talks about giving, right? Honor the Lord with your substance, with all the first fruits of your increase, right? That your barns will be filled, that your vats will burst forth with new wine, your presses. You move down, it talks about chastening, correction of the Lord. Despise not the correction or chastening of the Lord. Whom the Lord loves, he corrects, right? As a good father. Just as he corrected Job. Job was a man that was upright and one who feared God and eschewed evil. So there's so much to be said in this, but and as you go through this, you can see all the subjects that are packed into every single proverb. It goes from one subject to the next because there's so much wisdom that's going forth. But I want to look at verse 33. In verse 33, it says, The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesses the habitation of the just. Now that word curse means a word, a prayer, or an invocation for harm or injury. Definition: to bring evil upon. Now that's, I would say, a good definition, because we know that God is light and in him is no darkness, but he does bring what? Judgment against evil, right? And so you could say, the Lord will bring evil upon the house of the wicked, but he blesses the habitation of the just. Now, I think that would be a good description of what, or understanding of that verse. But just to do a little bit of biblical hermeneutics here, in Proverbs 14:11, it says something very similar, even though it's in the same book. Comparing scripture with scripture is very important. And it says, the house of the wicked, in Proverbs 14:11, the house of the wicked shall be overthrown, but the tabernacle of the upright shall flourish. Now we have in this, it's a kind of comparison. It says the house of the wicked or the habitation or tabernacle of the upright or righteous, right? And I want to talk about this because when we think about a house is something that's fixed. It's not movable, right? But when we think about a habitation or as Proverbs 14 says, a tabernacle, right? What's a tabernacle? Well, it means a tent, dwelling in the wilderness, a life of dwelling, of traveling, a home, a habitation. It means the sacred tent of Jehovah. So as we see in Scripture, there was the tabernacle of Moses, the tabernacle of David, and then during the reign of King Solomon, the temple was built, and this was where the presence of the Lord was. And I think it's just very interesting is because we are not, our permanent home, our permanent residing place, our dwelling place is not here on earth, it's in heaven. And our conversation is in heaven, as it says in Philippians. And but the wicked, what are they? They're building their houses here, right? Their houses are fixed, they're established upon what? Not the rock of Jesus Christ, upon the sandy ground, which desolation will come. But our house is not a permanent house here on earth. Our mansions are being built in heaven right now. Our residing place is in heaven. Our conversation is in heaven, as it says in 1 Peter that we are strangers and pilgrims, sojourners here on earth, and our permanent spot is in heaven, which we are waiting for. So that's something very encouraging, is that the wicked are building their house here on earth, and they are going to get overthrown one day. But we can trust in the Lord, even if it looks like that there's things that aren't coming together properly, or things that we're going through tough times. We can have hope that one day we'll see the Lord face to face and we'll be forever with the Lord. And that's encouraging to me. Blessings on you guys. Have a great day, and I hope this encouraged you.